Hannah, and I am the secretary for Bella Smiles. And here at Bella Smiles for Developmental Disabilities, we are on a mission to help families and children with developmental disabilities so that they can live an inclusive life but have a very full and rich life. And this month, we are in the month of May, and we are talking about mental health this month. So, if you go back in the videos that we had before, you can find other videos on different topics and awareness videos that we have posted. I hope that you look through and look at all the fun stuff. We also have some stuff from Uganda because we also do work in Uganda. So we help families and children get connected over there, help them get diagnosed, and help get a plan in place so that they can receive services. Um, Right now, we are actually currently looking for a doctor. So if anybody's watching and you have any resources that you would like to give, feel free to send a message or an email to us. And we would love that because we are always looking for other people and other nonprofits and that we can partner with. But right now, we are also working on a scholarship program for mothers that are part of our program. And so last year we gave one scholarship out to a mother who started a business, and Mama Sydney. And it's been so much fun watching her grow in her business. And she has a child with Down syndrome. So it is very hard for her in Uganda to make a living. And so this just helps her feel very empowered so that she can help her family despite having a child with Down syndrome. And her child is a toddler. So, they're not only having a child with that's a toddler is difficult, having a child with Down syndrome in a different country with limited resources is a lot more challenging. And she's just taking it like a champ and doing amazing. So, our goal is to continue to give scholarships to some of the mothers in our program so that they also can start a business. And we work with them over in Uganda. Our Ugandan team works with them to make a business plan and just really help give them the tools and to help set up something so that they can do something for their family and help support. So, but I want to talk about here a little bit, not so much in a one place or the other place, but like I said, we're going to talk about mental health. Before we do that, if you're not subscribed, if you would please hit that subscribe button, and the bell notification will let you know that when we have videos. So we try to post awareness videos every month. If we don't have a video here, we have something over on Facebook. So you can find all of our info in the info box below so that you can follow us on our social media platforms, and then you can also go to our website and find more out about our nonprofit. We do a lot of work here in the United States. We do a lot of support, but we want this year, we're working towards next year buying property so that we can open up our own child center. So it'll be a resource and a play center and in Pierce County. So we are super excited to do that. And so we have a big fundraiser coming up in July. So I'll make sure I have the link so that you can get to the tickets. So you can buy tickets if you would like to donate a ticket or if you would like to come, if you are in the Pacific Northwest area. So with all of that stuff, I want to talk about mental health because as a caretaker of a child with developmental disabilities or as someone who has developmental disabilities or is under the neurodivergent umbrella. So this would include ADHD and some multiple different forms of autism. So autism is considered is kind of like under both of those umbrellas. So I like I said, I want to talk about that. Last year I talked a lot about what it means for our children who have developmental disabilities and how they are much more likely to have social anxieties and other different kind of anxieties and fears that stem from not being able to communicate properly or even just the reasoning and the understanding of social cues. So a lot of it is stemmed in that aspect. And so we talked a little bit about that, and I gave you a whole bunch of the statistics. But this year, I really want to focus on what we can do in outlets, because I feel like, especially for me, and I don't have a child with developmental disabilities necessarily. I have a child with high functioning autism, but I also have a child with disabilities, and I know how difficult that can be to live your life and feel like you have a full life for you and your children. So, on top of that, I can only imagine, and I get to work with and see lots of different families with children with developmental disabilities, and it is just very isolating and it is very difficult because you are the caretakers of your children, and it just takes a lot. You don't get the breaks like you do if you work with someone and you get to go away. So you're always there, and you need to be a rock. But in order to do that, we have to take care of our mental health. So, and the tips and the things that I'm going to talk about today go for caretakers, but also people with developmental disabilities. These are things that really resonate in both of these things. So I want to talk about hobbies. I think sometimes we downplay hobbies and different things that we have in our life, and we really shouldn't. So, part of mental health is taking care of ourselves and having boundaries. And one of the things that is really helpful when we have good boundaries and boundaries that say, yes, I'm going to make time for something. So, my challenge for you is to set time aside every week that you are going to do something for yourself. Whether you, once again, I said, if you're a caretaker or if you're someone with developmental disabilities. So make sure that you schedule something for yourself. It doesn't have to be complicated, it doesn't have to be long or hard, but something that you love to do that's a hobby. And I'm going to show and do some other stuff on here. I think I'm going to post it as a secondary video, so I'll have that linked below. But my favorite hobby is art. And I am a memory keeper, I am a scrapbooker and art journaler. So I'm going to be working on an art journal page in a little while, so you guys can see me work through some stuff. And this has been really helpful for me as a caretaker of kids with disabilities, because I get the opportunity to escape. And I get the opportunity to let out different emotions that I have on a page. And I do that by playing with paper. I do that by playing with paint and just letting my page be what it is, um, or making it what I want it to be. So those are things that I do. Those are not things that you have to do, though. If your hobbies are watching movies, sit down, make a great bowl of popcorn, and sit down and watch a really fun movie or a series that you've been wanting to watch. And make sure you schedule that time. I think sometimes we get so busy that we forget to do those little things for ourselves, and it really does matter. It matters so much for our mental health, because if we don't take time to have boundaries and for ourselves that say, yes, it's okay to do these fun things. It's okay to make time for yourself, even if it's baking a cake or cupcakes or bread or going out in your garden and planting something and playing with that dirt, coloring, these little things, listening to music and dancing or singing. So these are things that are super important and that really help our brains. It really helps us feel better about ourselves. It helps us feel better to tackle the things of the day, the hard parts. When we stuff all these emotions down inside and all of the tasks and obligations that we have and responsibilities that we have, and we shove them down, they're going to come up, right? So when we give ourselves the opportunity and the space to let those out or fill our cups in other ways, we can tackle the hard stuff, because you know what? We're going to have that hard stuff. It's going to be there no matter what. So I encourage you guys this week to schedule something for yourself, whether it be something art, movies, music, gardening, cooking. So those are some things that I can think of that are really great hobbies and ways that really get you playing and having tactile things to touch and do. It really just gets our mind off of focusing on all the other stuff of our day. And that's really what it's about, is about giving our minds a break, giving it space to just relax, because it is okay to relax. Um, we don't always we can't always live in that hyper vigilant state. It is just not good. Um, it You cannot live in fight or flight forever. It does not work. So I encourage you guys to take some time and do something for yourself. Like I said, it doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just needs to be something that you do on a consistent basis. If we don't take that time to rest, our bodies will do it for us. And nothing is harder than not being able to take care of your family or yourself in the ways that you need to, because your body tells you you have to take a break. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm also going to link below an artist that I know that has autism, and she um, is a pastor's wife, and so she has some books and resources that talk a little bit also about like religion. So it's one thing I didn't mention very much in this video, but having a place where you go with other people and you meet, whether it, no matter what religion it is, it just can be very lifting and you feel like you have more support. So, but I'll link her info below, because she does a lot of work with people with autism and stuff. And so some of her resources I think will be really awesome. And she's an amazing artist, and she makes stuff specifically for people with that are neurodivergent. So it's just super fun to see how her work looks and how it's different for each person and how we perceive art. So I want to make sure I add that below. But definitely I'll have some resources links below of places that you can go to find other things that might be hobbies, or ways that you can work on your mental health. Um, and with that said, if you feel like life is overwhelming and you need someone to talk to, make sure that you reach out, because people don't know what's inside. And if you don't talk, there's always somebody who is willing to talk to you and listen and be an ear and maybe help you work through some things. So I definitely encourage that also. So have a great day, and I can't wait to show you some of my art. Bye.